Hi, and welcome back to Purple Collar Life. We are officially in the middle of National Lawnmower Maintenance Week. So let's take a look at what we need to do to the Toro TIMECUTTER to get it ready for the springtime. As you can see, it's nowhere near being time to mow here in Northwest Pennsylvania. We've still got a lot of ice and snow on the ground. The yard is actually starting to thaw a little bit. It's the first time we've seen grass in over 2 months on the front lawn because it has been constantly covered with snow. I've got both Toro TIMECUTTERs out here. This is the Toro TIMECUTTER 54-inch MyRide with the Kawasaki. And this is the original Toro TIMECUTTER we had with the 60-inch fabricated deck and the Toro V-twin engine. This is the one that we're going to be getting springtime ready today. We have a Toro maintenance kit, engine maintenance kit for the TIMECUTTER and Titan. And you can see that I've had the battery on the charger because, as I mentioned in a previous video, there's nothing worse for your battery than letting it deplete during the wintertime and sit dead. So I keep a lot of equipment on a constant trickle charge. You can see the pontoon boat behind me, as well as the ski boat back there in the corner, the golf cart, the Takeuchi. I made a video about using the trickle chargers on our equipment here in the big building. I'll put a link to that video up above. But again, super important to keep those batteries trickle charged throughout the winter if you live in a cold climate like us. And it is still cold out today. It's about 20 degrees out Fahrenheit. All right, let's see. Cold start, 20 degrees out. You only want to run the starter for short amounts at a time, not just sit and let it run for like 30 seconds. So let it run and then let it try to start and then let it sit for a second and let it try to start again like this. Uh-oh. I've mentioned in the past about the value of these jump and carries. This is a great example. I could have to go into the garage and get a set of jumper cables, pull the other zero turn or the four-wheeler or something in here to jump this battery. Even though it was on the trickle charger, for some reason it doesn't have enough push right now to start the engine, and it could be the temperature. All right, we got the jumper cable, the jump and carry hooked up. Let's make sure she starts. So I went ahead and let the TIMECUTTER run for a little bit, just let the oil pump through and let the battery charge up for a little while. I've got the Toro maintenance kit over on the split fire, so let's take a look at what's included in the spring maintenance kit from Toro if you buy it as a whole kit for your TIMECUTTER or Titan mower. It says, why use Toro engine maintenance kits? Well, because the kits contain everything the do-it-yourselfer needs to keep a Toro machine running like new. It's an easy and convenient way to ensure your Toro equipment will run its best year after year. Now, this particular kit is number 20294. You can see it is for the TIMECUTTER and Titan with these engine, with the Toro V-twin 708cc engine. It includes full synthetic engine oil, fuel treatment, spark plug, which translates into bougie, interestingly enough, a fuel filter, an oil filter, and an air filter, and there's the picture of the contents. So we'll go ahead and take stuff out of here and see what we need to do. So I'll be honest, when we got this kit in the mail in the middle of February, I was thinking, boy, Toro is really jumping the gun here. It is not even March yet. They've declared Lawnmower Maintenance Week, March 1st, the week of March 1st, and we still have snow and ice on the ground. But then we got to thinking, I was talking to Jennifer, and it actually makes good sense. Now is a good time to get your mower ready because you know what happens in spring. everything starts going faster, and maybe you don't quite have the time you need to do the maintenance, so you end up mowing on old oil, old spark plugs. Should have cleaned that air filter, but you didn't check the fuel filter. So it is actually a good time now, before there's a need for the mower, to go ahead and do these maintenance items. Now, I know personally here at Purple Collar Leaf, we have a lot going on this spring. We are actually in the process, if you've watched the channel before, you know we're trying to replace all the carpet in our house with Pennsylvania hardwoods from locally sourced hardwood trees. And we are doing one more room this summer. It's actually our great room, the living room space. We are putting, most of our house has hickory hardwood in it. In that room, we are putting oak hardwood 7-inch planks. So stay tuned in the future for a video about installing the oak hardwood floors in our large living space. That should be a fun one. All right, so we have in here the proper amount of synthetic engine oil, 10W30, for the Toro Time Cutter. This is 1 pint. Plus a quart, and another quart. So that would give you exactly the amount of oil you need for the oil change in the Time Cutter or the Titan with this engine. And they've also included the Toro oil filter. Now, if you've watched the channel in the fall, you know I actually prepared for springtime last fall by already changing the oil in my Toro Time Cutter. You can see I've got a new filter on it right here. And I put the AMSOIL small engine oil in. So we are set for this summer mowing already because I've already done that oil change. But in the kit, if you get this whole kit, you will get full synthetic engine oil from Toro. Also in the kit, we've got 2 new spark plugs, a new fuel filter, a new air filter, some premium fuel treatment. So since my oil change has already been done in the fall, I'm not going to worry about that. I like that AMSOIL small engine oil that's in it. And we'll just today work on the spark plugs, the fuel filter, and the air filter. And then we'll throw some of this fuel treatment into the tank, because it's probably going to be another month, I bet, before we're out mowing on the zero turn. So we'll go ahead and throw the fuel treatment in the tank to keep that gasoline good. And then we'll be ready when it's time to start this thing up and go out and mow later in April time frame. One of the really nice things about a zero turn mower is how easy it is to access all the components of the engine. Unlike a riding mower where you've got a hood and sometimes some side panels that make it harder to access parts of the engine, as you can see with the zero turn, we've got pretty good access the whole way around. And this commercial V-twin engine is super easy to check and replace that air filter. You can see that right here, this air filter does look like it's got some dust and grime in it. Let's just pull it up and out. And there you can see, yeah, it's ready to change this thing out. That's a great part of the kit, is that it includes exactly the parts you need for the engine you have, so you're not worrying about finding and replacing the part. You're also not worrying about not using OEM equipment. This is the Toro brand genuine parts. You can see really easy to put this in. We're just going to slide it down over, push down, and it's in place. Just that easy. Close the cover. We're good to go. This one, you could blow this out maybe or clean it out, but since we've got a brand new one, we're going to go ahead and just throw this one away. Next thing we're going to do is replace the spark plug, so we'll pull the boot off. Just push it up out of the way. Use a spark plug wrench. If you don't have one of these, I'll put an Amazon affiliate link. This is a 13/16. Yeah, that one's a little grimy, not horrible. It burns off pretty good, so our engine's still running good and not burning oil or anything like that. But here's our replacement. This is a BPR 6ES number 7131. Again, 2 of these come in the kit because these V-twin Toro engines, 24.5 horsepower, have 2 spark plugs. You can see it's the same one, BPR 6ES. I'm going to take the old one out of here. The spark plug wrench will want to hold on to it a little bit. It's got silicone in there to hold on to the top. So there's our old plug. Here's our new plug. We're gonna slide it in there, get it lined up. You want to be careful to not cross thread your spark plugs, so I just put them in by hand at first until they're finger tight. And then just a little bit of a turn. You don't want to over tighten these things. That should be good right there. Put our boot back over top. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Same thing on this side. Spark plug's not in horrible shape, but due to be changed. I really like these NGK brand plugs. These are what I run in almost everything. I run them in the log splitter, which is behind me. Run them in the jet ski or the Sea-Doo. Run these also in my four-wheeler. And the XT250 street and trail bike. Our boot back on. The next thing in the kit we want to replace is our fuel filter. You can see ours is right here on the left-hand side of the engine if you're standing behind the machine. The new one comes with an arrow for the flow direction. This is the in, this is the out. So we want to do the same that was on here. So you can see this one, the flow is in at this end, out at this end. So this is the out end. We're going to disconnect that first. We'll put the out end of the new filter on right here. And I'm going to use a pair of pliers. I also have a piece of cardboard down underneath because we will leak some fuel. Just want to pull the clamp down. Pull the end of the filter off. I'm going to put the new one on. Press it on. Put the clamp back in place. Right there. And then we need to get the in end off. You can see that is our red clamp. Just slide that back on the hose a little bit. Sometimes you have to kind of twist to get the filter off the end. We'll slide the clamp back a little further. There we go. Make sure we're over the barb of the plastic. Pull. There's our old filter. The new one's right here. And we want to get that clamp back down where it was. Perfect. Now we've got this all back down where it was. And when you turn the engine over, it's going to take some time to pump that fuel into this brand new filter. You can see our old filter was dirty, time to be changed. Look at all that dirt on the side that was down. So it was due for sure to be changed. Another nice OEM Toro part included in the kit. I tore open the fuel treatment packet, pour it in there. Okay, so let's review what we've done here. We had the Toro Engine Maintenance Kit 20294, which is the proper kit for a time cutter or Titan with the Toro V-Twin 708cc or 24 horsepower, 24.5 horsepower V-Twin commercial engine. We replaced the air filter, which was right here. Super easy to get to and easy to do. We replaced both spark plugs, one on each side. We did not do the oil change because we had just done that in the fall with our AMSOIL small engine oil, full synthetic. We did change out the fuel filter. We put the fuel treatment in the tank. We had the engine on, we had the battery on a trickle charger, but it still wouldn't start in this cold weather. So then I used the jump and carry to start it. Now let's go ahead now. We're gonna have to turn this over a few times to pump fuel through that new fuel filter. But let's see if it'll start now that we have run it for a little bit to charge the battery. We'll go ahead and choke it because it's still pretty cold out. Well, that went much faster and easier than I thought it would. I thought that I'd have to pump some gas through that new filter, but it seemed to have gone through really quickly. Maybe there's enough vacuum pulling through there, and the cleanliness of the new filter allowed more fuel to move through. Like I mentioned, we're gonna have a busy spring here at Purple Collar Lathe. I've got some projects that I wanna get the Takeuchi out to take care of. We've got a couple small building projects I need to talk to you guys about. And then of course, keeping up with the normal mowing, trimming, and maintaining a homestead, all that work also. Then of course, we've got that project I mentioned about replacing the carpet in our living room with oak hardwood flooring. I'm really looking forward to having that 7-inch oak planks in the hardwood flooring. I really love real hardwood floors in our house. So glad that we are replacing carpet with the hardwood flooring. Leave a comment down below what projects you guys have coming up for this spring. I know spring is kind of one of those times where there's a lot going on. We've been kind of stuck inside for a number of months, just kind of short days, not much time outside to work because it's dark so early. The days are getting longer now, and we'll be outside before you know it, cutting, splitting, stacking firewood, maintaining property, doing projects, using equipment. So I'd like to know down below in the comments what you guys are looking forward to this spring and summer. I know there's a lot going on for everybody. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this cold weather video about spring maintenance on your zero-turn mower. If you're like me and you're one of those people that would rather do it now than when you're super busy and trying to get outside mowing, this is actually the perfect time to do that. Don't forget, Toro has those maintenance kits available. I'll put links down below in the description to the Toro website where you can get those. And then also if they're on Amazon, I'll put those links down below. Also, a couple tools I'll include in the Amazon affiliate links. Thanks for watching. We appreciate you being here. As always, we appreciate your comments, clicking that like button, and supporting the channel. Hopefully we'll see you again the next time. Okay, I'm going to back this thing back underneath the front of the fifth wheel. That's a great parking spot for the 2 zero-turns. You can see I've got the other one on the left-hand side. We'll put this one right here on the right-hand side. Just took a look down here. You guys always ask how many hours we have. We have now 135.0 hours on our Toro TimeCutter. I forgot to mention there's one other thing Toro sent me that has caused a little bit of a fighting situation here in our house. A really cool Toro hat that says Beast Mode. So I'll put a picture of that inside, but Jennifer wants it, Mackenzie wants it, and I want it. So we've all been kind of arguing over who gets the new Toro Beast Mode hat. How much